It's your girl. It's your girl. But no, for real, what's up? It's your girl, Tay Marie, and we back on this thing. Okay? This is Soul Food Podcast. Welcome. First, let me just say, I may sound a little crazy today. Something trying to get me, but it's not. We back on here on Soul Food Podcast. What's up? What's going on with you guys? I am excited to say that it is episode 10, but let's get into episode 9. Did you guys appreciate and love that episode? Shout out to Johnny. Okay, that one definitely had me thinking after that conversation, like, you know, living out your dreams, living out what you want to do for yourself. Like, you can look at anybody's life and tell them what they can and cannot be doing, but when you really feel like you gotta do something, and you want to give it your all, and a part of giving it your all, you got to make certain sacrifices that other people may not understand. That is a big step. So I want to say, regardless, that was an interesting yet powerful message. So shout out to Johnny again. I just want to say that real quick. But before we get into anything, let me introduce the title, and I would like to call this Moving Past Fear and Stagnation. Of course, you already know I want to shout out my viewers. Thank you for the love and support that you guys share with me. Thank you for coming back to the show and listening to me. Like I always tell you guys, I do this so I can get my story out and talk about the lessons, and even doing the shadow work right now. Like, to get to this point of talking about it, I literally sit with myself and just get down to the point of like where the hurt is, what's going on. So just to share this moment with you guys, and you coming back and being here with me, whether it's good or it's bad, I hope you can just take it back and flip it into something positive. That's all I'm asking. But shout out to my viewers. Also, you already know, shout out to my sponsor, shout out to my business, Define Cosmetics. Shout out to Define Cosmetics. Tap in with your girl, okay? Tap in with your girl. It's my self-care line. We need that every day. Don't let nobody ever tell you, woman or man, because men, y'all need some self-care. That's why y'all be so aggravated. I know we get on y'all nerves, but baby, you need a massage. You need a foot rub. You need a little TLC. You heard? So tap in with your girl. And then also shout out your business. Hello? Where y'all at? No, I'm just playing. But no, we don't have any today, but it's cool. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. So when you guys go to the Instagram page, which is SOULFFO, I'll be trying to be SOULFOOD pod POD _CLE. I be trying to be so raw, y'all. It don't never work. It be like, girl, humble yourself. Okay. Okay, it's humble. Sit down. Okay, but yeah. Jeez Louise, guys. I feel like I just rushed through that. Oh, but yeah, go to the Instagram page. I was just everywhere for a minute. Go to the Instagram page. Tap on the question of the week. But while you're also there, shout out your business so we can what? Spread the wealth in the community. Come on, y'all. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It could be somebody listening right now that can help your business get off the ground. Don't believe me? Just try it. Yeah. So let's tap into this message. Okay, so My question that I have is, how can I embrace success without letting fear of maintaining it hold me back? Oh, that is a question. That is a question. I like that question. That is a thinker. The answers that I got is, first, understanding that success takes time. Okay? Because, like, I feel like I've been saying this. You guys already know that I am an irrational action mover. Like, I'll be ready. When I get the vision, I'll be ready to make bank tomorrow. Like, I'll be ready to invest. What's on the table? Put it on the floor, put it in my bank. Like, for real. I don't know what else to say. But the thing that always has me messed up is the fact that I be so ready for it to be exactly what I want it to look like, be, whatever. But, like, you have to understand, you can't just throw something together and just put a ribbon on it and say, this is gonna be a $1 billion business. Have you thought about how it's about to run? Have you thought about how it's gonna run in 5 years, 10 years? Who's gonna run it? Do you even have an idea of who's gonna run it when you die? You know what I mean? And you could be thinking to yourself, like, bruh, like, that is too much. But these are things you do need to think about. Like, I was talking to my mom, and she was telling me, like, when it comes to the point of getting things together, I trust this person to handle this. And I was thinking that to myself, like, girl, why are you even thinking about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's random. But that is something to think about, So when it comes back to leaving something behind, it's already thought about. You already had the meeting. You already talked to the people. It's already off your checklist. And the first thing is, attached to understanding that it takes time, you have to set goals. And not just goals like, okay, yeah, create the LLC or whatever, do the next step, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, it's running. But I was about to say Sam Cooke. That is not that man's name. It's Sam Walton. Y'all can attack me in the comments, but I think that's the guy that made Walmart. That's who I'm basically getting to. You know what I'm saying? He did not just say, oh yeah, I got it open, we running this every day. Walmart is a huge company. When he made Walmart, he was meeting up with investors. He like, I gotta talk to this person to put some inventory in my store. Because really all that is other people's stuff in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So he had to find people to put in his store, vendors and stuff. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. And then let's go back to even small businesses. People that's out there doing what they doing, they have to make a goal every day. This ain't just this was my goal 10 years ago. Baby, 10 years ago, it's gonna be a whole new time. Right now we getting into the point where money is questionable. You gotta ask people, do you take cash? By 10 years, you're going to need a tap machine. You're going to have to get with the times. You're going to have to put that in the plan. You're going to have to set that as a goal. And when you set it as the goal, the next thing is you got to take the action. Ain't nobody going to hold your hand. Ain't nobody going to do it like you going to do it. You can hire an assistant, but your assistant see a different version, a different vision of what they feel like should be going on with the company. With my job, I feel like there's plenty of things that could be changed and taken out of the job. But I'm not even at that level to be in that meeting. I'm the help. But if I wanted to get something started, like, I don't know, Define Cosmetics, self-care line, if I wanted to get that together, I got to do what I got to do after work. Like right now, I just got off of work. I'm making time for this. I'm making time to, you know, make this a priority so I can, you know, keep this going and let this be consistent. You know, I don't know who this is touching. I don't know why I yearn and think about this 24/7. You know, some days I don't feel like taking action, but I know that this is a part of me. I know this is a part of my purpose, because it just always bothers me if I don't do it. So I know if I want this to be consistent and grow and blossom into whatever it blossoms to, I try not to be greedy about it, because at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm doing this for God. I'm doing this because I have the urge inside of me to do it. At the end, possibly this could give me a profit, you know, but like I said, that's not what I do it for. I wake up every morning and go to a job that I try to scheme and plan on how I'm gonna get out of this every day. So, and I go there just to pay my bills, you know what I'm saying? But this ain't the end all be all. So, you know, I gotta take action. And, you know, a part of that action, I gotta stay focused. I gotta remember why I do it. Even when people talk down on me, I gotta remember why I do it. Okay, you don't like that. That's cool. That's not my problem. You know? That's not my problem. Then you're not my target audience. This ain't for you. We ain't got nothing to talk about. You know? And not to be ignorant, but you're not the person that I'm doing it for. And that's okay. Maybe later, when you're open to it, maybe I could be doing it for you. You got to set goals. You got to take action, and you got to stay focused, because I, again, believe that things, nudges, those constant thoughts that pop in your mind every day that you be thinking like, dang, I just thought about that a month ago. Or when somebody talks about the thing you thought about a month ago, and you be like, I was just thinking that last weekend. I'm out with my cousin, and this man we met was talking to me like, oh yeah, you know, I'm up here, you know, I fix on and I build up those, you know, not like Sky Zone, but like Sky Zone. One of those things the kids can play on, those big jungle gyms. There it is. And I was just thinking like, dang, I was just talking to somebody about this. I was just researching to open up a business like that, you know. And I keep hearing naysayers tell me like, oh, the insurance gonna be high. This gonna be this. Oh, you don't want nobody busting their head. And it's just like, yeah. But imagine, with all that negative stuff out the way, imagine what that would do to the community. People could take their kids somewhere else instead of having them inside the house watching TV, playing on their tablet, all that other stuff. They could be somewhere having fun, enjoying themselves, getting all that energy out, not being so bored, you know, doing stuff that we used to do back in the day. Like, but you know, that's something that I got to take time and set goals for when I got the money for it. But right now, one step at a time. One step at a time. But I thought that was so funny that I heard about it, was just talking to somebody at work about it. Now I mean the dude that actually does it. You actually do that. Like, yeah, I get the equipment, we go to the spot, da-da-da-da-da. Like, you see how that lines up? Should have got his number. I got his Instagram, though. But should have got that boy number. It's cool. Hopefully he stay on Instagram. The next topic I want to touch on is overcoming being stagnant and having fear. And the first thing I wrote down was redefine your failure. And that one is so hard for me. Like, I really had to get over that jump, because that was so hard for me. Because to be honest, I feel like I was raised around certain people, I'm not gonna say all of them, but certain people that I grew up around, you know, I remember being asked, like, you know, what I wanted to be as a young child, like any other child, you know. But when I would tell the answer, they'd be like, oh, you gotta go to school for this, and you gotta go, it's gonna be like 8 years, it's gonna be like 10 years, it's gonna be like, you gotta make straight A's, and you gotta do this, and you gotta make sure you hang around people that are focused, and da-da-da. Like, I heard this, and and I think that's why I'm such an irrational mover, because it's just like, I got that vision, I gotta go, I gotta make it, I gotta do it. And, you know, people don't understand that about me, because they just like, slow down, why your mind so, you know, everywhere. But literally, that's all I still hear in my mind, in my heart. It's like, come on, you gotta go, you gotta get it, you gotta get up on the feet, you gotta work every day, you gotta save up that money, you gotta do this. And it's just like, I'm also in that mind frame where it's just like, ooh, I'm gonna need a break before I drive myself crazy. But you know, even in the midst of all of that, when I used to fail, I used to be hard on myself. You know, I used to be so hard on myself, like, dang, you know, it to the point it broke my heart, for real. And then I had to realize, you know, especially me being 30 now, you know, I like we talked about in the first couple of episodes, I felt like my life was supposed to be a certain way. But what I had to realize is the decisions that I made did not add up, did not come too close, nothing like that, because of the choices I made along the way. The things I decided to go do instead of sitting at home and putting forth some action. I felt like I was missing out on something. And eventually I had to realize, like, hey, I made a mistake. It is what it is. You know, I'm not about to sit here and have a pity party for myself, because at the end of the day, that pity party is distracting me from getting up and doing what I need to do. Okay, you failed at it. You didn't go to college after high school. And now here you are at your late 30s, like, oh, it's too late for me. It ain't never too late for you. Whoever told you that is a liar. I seen a lady at Tri-C with a breathing machine in the back of my class doing her work. I said, this lady is amazing. Like, she is on a breathing machine. She told me she was like 79. And she ain't never go to college. She just got her GED, and she wanted to keep on going. And that was because she wanted to do that for her. I bet people was telling you, like, girl, hey, I'm too silly for that one. But look, they probably was like, girl, please, what are you doing? And she said, going to school. She said, I'm going to school, girl. So, yeah, next time somebody tell you it's too late for you, tell them to be quiet. Tell them to be quiet. Because I'm redefining my failure. And it ain't never too late for me. The only time it's going to be late for me is when I gave up on myself. I'm at the point of giving up on me. I need to try again. Okay? Next one, give yourself some self-compassion. You know, it's okay to feel bad for yourself. It's okay to look back and be like, I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to do. I let people stop me. I let me stop me. For real, it wasn't even the people. It was me deciding to listen to the people. Them people don't know what you go through every day. They don't understand what it is and what it ain't. The only person that's going to know about you is you. That's why you got to give yourself some compassion. Like, yeah, you was hanging out with Ron and them. I don't know. Okay? But it's cool. Now you know, it's not that I don't care about Ron and them. They're my homies. You know, we grew up together. We whatever. But life, God, is bringing me around Tim and them. And Tim, he knows exactly what's going on in the current state I'm in. He's going to help me. That's why he's here. Let me get on my pride and let him know, like, look, I'm not good at this, but I see you know the answers and I just need help. Can you help me? Not knowing Tim is your business partner when y'all graduate. Okay? And next after that is grow your mindset. Y'all probably like, Tim don't even exist. None of that exists. But you can be open to that. You don't know what conversations you're going to have. You don't know what. Like, for example, not saying that this is a success story or nothing, but it's just an example how things line up. Okay? I was in college right after I went to left high school, and I met this girl, you know, and we were cool. We were all studying together. It was cool. I think I just started my job when I was like getting into college or whatever. Met my friend. She invited me to a party way back in the day. I don't know. We was somewhere on the east side. But when I got there and it was kicking it with her, my friend, the girl that I knew in class was there too. And she's like, how you know that? And I'm like, girl, I just got invited here. And you know, it like I said, I don't know where that could have took us or why or whatever, but it's the fact that things do line up like that. You know, things line up. You never know why people are placed in your life, in your classroom, whatever. The reason why you keep looking at Timothy from across the room and you notice things about him. You're lured to him. Don't be afraid of that. You know, open up your mind. Because something really could be pushing you, pushing you over there to talk to this person. Next is visualizing your success. What do you even see for yourself? You know, and don't put it in a small little box. What do you really want for yourself? And how can you get there? You know, is it that you want a big house? You know, what is even success to you? Let's start there. How do you define the success? You know what I mean? And I feel like I define success by generational wealth. Once I feel like I'm able to help not only just people around me, but I can help my son and his kids and have a little more son for their kids, I feel like I done hit the lottery. I feel like I done did my part. They don't have to worry about nothing. And to get there, you got to make small risk, which is the next one. You got to make small risk. Okay? Like investing in the stock. That's a small risk. One paycheck, you got to dedicate yourself to buying those items. Me talking to me. So you can get everything together, get prepared for whatever you have for yourself, going for yourself. You got to take those small risks. You got to spend money to what? Make money. Don't hold so tight on your money, but at the same time, don't count yourself out. Don't count yourself out already. Don't get into that habit of just like, oh, it's never going to happen for me. I might as well just go ahead and spend all my money on this, or I might as well just forget about it. I don't know. I'm going to just take it to the next one, which is be mindful of what you speak on yourself. Be mindful. You know, I heard a person say some dark stuff, and I never knew that was in that person. I never knew. I wanted to be me so bad and just be like, why are you talking like that? Why are you, like, it was so fucked up what he said. Like, it was just like, why? What's wrong? Like, you know, and you got to be mindful of the things that you speak on yourself, the way that your mind is set up, because I'm telling you, if you digest the stuff that people say that is crazy and messed up and not positive, you will really keep that energy onto you. You will not believe in yourself. You will be in a dark place if you let negative people influence you and make you feel like that is right. You know? And even to the point where what I'm speaking right now, you thinking like, man, you just did like, for real, if you speak good on you, good will happen. If you speak bad on you, bad will happen. That's period. If you go up to somebody and say some ill will, effed up stuff, that person is 9 times out of 10 gonna put their hands on you. They gonna do something. They gonna react because you just poured all that negativity on them, and they about to give you exactly what you just gave them. You gotta try to stay positive and think positive and speak positive on you, even when people try you with that negative stuff. Be like, bro, I ain't even trying to hear that. I'm having a good day. I bet you they gonna stop messing with you right then and there, because it's just like, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to believe it either. But I'm telling you, whatever you feed your mind, whatever you speak on your life, that's on you. Whatever you let be in your life, that's on you. It's on you. You are living this life. Ain't nobody got no strings attached to them holding you and making you say anything. This is all you. So it's up to you. So the viewer question this week is, how do you stay positive to pursue long-term goals? And one thing I wrote down was progress, not perfection. You know, I think we always want to see the finished product of things. And the thing is, when you're building something, or when you're starting something, or when you're setting goals for something, sometimes there is no end goal. It's just the next action you take. I feel like what keeps me motivated into coming back and doing these videos is truly knowing that if it ain't a ton, it's at least one person that is listening to my voice. And I pray that they appreciate me even saying this, me posting this, and them hearing it. Whatever the long-term goal is, I'll be happy for it. Because overall, my long-term goal is for me to have this for my son or children. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but even if I don't make it or whatever, you know, only God knows. But if they need to run to me, this is here. Shoot, I got many pages. I'm all on YouTube. I definitely want to always keep this as a keepsake, to even for me. Sometimes it's also for me, just to go back and listen to it and just be like, you know, I needed that. Like, me doing this, it took a minute for me to even do this, because episode 8 and episode 10, which we're at now, is a hard pill to swallow, because imagine slowing down and really breaking this down while also trying to stay motivated and be so eager that you're just like, okay, I did this today. I got to push myself tomorrow or next week to do another video and another video. And also fighting the battles of good job and why you doing this, or you need to quit, or this ain't even you. Why you even acting like this? Why you pretending? All that bull. Like, I don't know where that's coming from. All I'm saying is, you know, I feel like you stay motivated, because you gotta remember, and this is a big thing that you gotta remember, that even got me to this point. Because I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I was at the point when I first got into trying to put my entrepreneur hat on, I was thinking about the money, until I really opened my mind to listen to people that put God in a business, and they actually were saying, like, even if you was doing it for free, even if the first time you gave a service to somebody, you ain't even charge them, would you still do a good job? Would you still care as if you was getting $1 million check? And certain things I had to give up, because It was just for a check. But coming back to it, actually speaking to somebody that need to hear my voice and need to be listening to the truth or whatever the topic is, I'm just saying, like, that's something money can't buy. Because this is me being me. This is me motivating because I care enough to speak on it. My heart yearns for somebody that's feeling this right now because I get it. I've been there and I ain't too proud to say that. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you been there, you done that. Everybody that messed up did something in their life, man. But when you know your purpose, what you had to go through it for, when you could look yourself in the mirror and be like, man, that was a journey, but I made it. Ugly moments, but I made it. That's all the winning you need. That's how you redefine them failures. You look at the journey and be like, dang, I made it. That was scary, but I made it. Can't nobody take that from you. That's why people try to put you down and take it from you. You can't take that from me. You can't take that from me because it made me stronger. So that's what I think. That's how you stay motivated. Because you know the purpose of what you're doing it every day for. You know the purpose. Ain't nobody got to tell you. You'll do it 10,000 times over again. And do it A+ every time. What's up? Because that's your purpose. That's what you do. That's what you're known for. And everything else is going to follow. It's going to fall into place. You ain't got to shine it up and finesse and do all of that. All right, so let's wrap it up. Wrap it up because I was about to go in. But you guys already know. Thank you for joining Soul Food Podcast today. If this message resonated with you or you feel like somebody needs to hear this message, go ahead and share this video and get them hip to some soul food. Okay. Again, I want to shout out my viewers. Thank you for coming through, listening to your girl. I appreciate y'all. Don't be shy. Please comment. Let's talk about it. Just drop something down in the comments, like a heart or something. Like, just let me know that you here. Let me know that you made it this far. And you know, even if you're going to let something out in the comments, please share. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to send you the link for the question of the day so you can share with me, because there is a part on the question of the day if you want me to answer back. You know, if you need some advice or whatever, ain't nothing but a thing. But thank you again to my viewers for coming to support me, and I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And of course, shout out to that sponsor. Shout out to my business, Define Cosmetics. Shout out to Define Cosmetics. Okay, tap in with your girl. And while you guys are already on Instagram, yeah, I'm going to leave that right there for the people that's watching. Shout out to Define Cosmetics. You know, y'all can follow that page. Because I'm not no spelling bee queen. I'm not about to do that. But y'all know. Just type in Define Cosmetics. You guys will find it. Of course, go to my IG page, Soul Food Podcast. That is SOULFOOD. Yeah. Pod, POD _ what? CLE. Shout out to the CLE. And shout out to the 513. For the ones that know, they know. Yes. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe with your girl. Tap in. Put the notification bell on. Also tap into Spotify. And let's get it. Okay? Get people hip. Send this to your friends, your family, whomever, you know. Send it to your co-workers. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. I'll appreciate that so much. Okay? And of course, question of the week. Please tap into question of the week. Okay, I love to hear from you guys. You don't have to put your name down. It's anonymous, you know, but tap in. And while you're also tapping into the question of the week, shout out your business. I'm sorry if that's loud, but I'm serious. Shout out your business. I want to shout out your business. I want to spread the wealth in the community and get people hip, okay? So, y'all already know it's on with y'all. I love y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.